Hey everybody, it's Diane Gale here from the blog and YouTube channel Sustainable Slow Living, and today I am super excited to teach you how to make blueberry Bostock. This is a recipe that I have just discovered as in I did a lot of research and I looked at all kinds of different Bostock recipes, and I put together one of my own from, kind of a combination of what I've seen different people say about making it and the measurements and everything that everyone used. And I know that it is going to be fabulous, but I have never made it before. So we're going to make it today together. And then we can see how fabulous it is together. So Bostock is a French pastry. It's often referred to as French toast, the original French toast, but that's not really accurate because first of all, it is not soaked in a custardy blend the way that French toast is, and second of all, it is not the original French. Even if it were, it would not be the original French toast because French toast predates Bostock. Bostock was developed to use up stale bread from the bakeries, well, at home too, but the bakeries developed it to use up their stale bread. And it is very, very important that you use a bread that's really rich. You want a bread that has a high butter content and a high egg content. So I'm going to use brioche today. Challah is another great choice. This is 8 slices of brioche from a store bakery. I didn't make this myself, although I wish I could say that I did, because who doesn't want homemade bread in everything? But this is store-bought, and it's delicious. This is pretty much a loaf. I had to slice the back end off of one of them, one of the end pieces, and there was another end piece left. So other than that, this is the whole loaf. And the first thing that we're going to do with this is we're going to coat it, heavily coat it in a simple syrup. Now simple syrup is usually equal parts of hot water and sugar blended together until the sugar melts. I'm using honey for this, so I'm not using equal parts. Here I have, and please excuse me because I do have notes so that I can remember measurements because I've never made this before, so it's not stuck in my head yet. Not that all my recipes are, but anyway, this is a 1/4 cup honey and a 1/2 cup of hot tap water that I just, like very hot tap water. I just put them in here and stirred them up until the honey dissolved. And then we are going to put a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract in this. Almond extract is really very strong. So don't go overboard ever with your almond extract. It's a very potent flavor, but it's delicious, and I think it's going to be perfect for this. So I'm going to stir that together. And then I'm just going to coat, heavily coat, soak all of this bread. So I've got them all coated. This is pretty heavy now. It took me 3 rounds of coating each piece of bread completely to get all of these done. You want to use all of the syrup that you made. You don't want to have any left over. And you also want to coat out to the edges. And so it took a little bit. It might not take you as long if you have a better basting brush. My basting brush kind of really stinks. But anyway, our next step is we're going to put some jam on here. Well, this is actually a fruit spread. You can put jelly or jam. They are sweet. And there's already a lot of sweet going on here for me because I don't like things very sweet anymore. But you can definitely use just a regular jelly or jam, and you can use any flavor that you like. Of course, if you don't use blueberry, you won't be making blueberry Bostock. But this is blueberry fruit spread. This is from the Amish store. There's a gentleman there who makes it, and he does traditional jams and jellies, but he also does fruit spreads, and he does sweetened only with fruit juice. So crazy about his stuff. We're going to take this is a 1/4 cup, and we're going to divide it up among these slices. You're going to be putting a lot of stuff on here. So you just want to take and put that on there. You want to coat all the way to the edges. And you don't need very much. I mean, this is a 1/4 cup that we're going to spread across 8 slices. Okay, this is the last one. And again, this is the same as with that syrup. You want to get it all the way to the edges. Maybe I said that already. There we go. So there's the jam. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make our frangipan to go on top of the jam. And we're getting close to done. How many times did I say jam? Fruit spread. Go for the fruit spread if you can. So the frangipan is kind of what makes the Bostock. This is 1 1/4 cups of finely ground almond flour mixed with 2 tablespoons of organic all-purpose flour. We're all blended up there. And then in this bowl I have a 1/2 cup of sugar and 1 room temperature stick of salted butter. And we're going to take that and we're just going to cream it together. It takes a second there. So there we go, we're all creamed together, and then we are going to add in, I believe, our eggs. It's very important that the butter and the eggs are at room temperature. So if you're going to make this recipe, make sure that you take those out. And if it's really hot, like it was really hot here today, I didn't leave the butter out too long because you don't want it to be a runny mesh. You still want it to have a little substance to it. So they need to be room temperature. We've got this creamed. I need to check out this recipe. I think we're putting in eggs next. Yes. We are going to put in 2 farm fresh eggs. I never can get my eggs from the little Amish stands that are local because they sell out. I'm not a morning person, and they sell out really early. So I always miss all the eggs, and I pay twice as much for them where I buy them. I guess it is what it is. So, eggs are in here. We're going to take this and we're going to blend it again. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put in some vanilla extract and some almond extract. We're going to put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1/8 of a teaspoon of almond. You don't want to put too much almond in here. You've already got it in your syrup. And like I said before, almond extract is pretty powerful stuff. But we do want a little. That was kind of a heaping teaspoon. Vanilla, on the other hand, though, you can really never have enough. And then 1/8. Almond extract. Woo. And then we're going to mix that up just a little and throw in our flowers. And then we're going to take and you're going to stir all of this together. And there you go, my friends. You have frangipan. We are going to put this frangipan on this toast the same way that we did the simple syrup and the blueberry spread. And then we're going to put some toppings on. You're going for a thick layer on the frangipan. Just got it all over myself. And there we go. And we are ready for toppings. Last step. So, I do not know how many blueberries it's going to take. I have a heaping 2 cups here. We're going to see how many it will take. And then that's what we're going to put in the recipe. You'll know if you stick around to find out. The recipe will be over on the blog, as always. And there will be variations and substitutions over there. So you should for sure go and check it out. And just last Friday, I released my first free cookbook. It's 9 quick, easy, delicious recipes that won't heat up your kitchen to make. It's a summer recipes cookbook. If you head on over to the blog, actually I'll put a link below this video to that if you want to grab it. There's some really amazing recipes in there. The strawberry shortcake with thyme biscuits is by far the best strawberry shortcake I've ever had. I'm so proud of myself for that recipe. And another one of my favorites is the creamy Tuscan chicken skillet. Really fabulous. Okay, so that's plenty of blueberries, and I'm going to call that a cup because if it hadn't been heaping, I would still have about a cup left. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put some sliced almonds on top. I happen to have roasted sliced almonds, so I think that that's perfect. If you just have regular sliced almonds, you can roast them in a pan. You can dry roast them in a hot pan. All you have to do is throw them in there and just, you know, just keep stirring them on a pretty high heat. And roasting makes a difference, but you can also just put regular sliced almonds on here. And this is a 1/4 cup of almonds, and it is going to be exactly enough. This is looking really good, you guys. Holy bejeez. And then finally, the last ingredient is 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm going to use raw sugar. And you just want to sprinkle this over the top. And it's really just, it's going to give it some crunch. So that's the reason that you're putting this on here. And this is another reason that I said don't necessarily go with like a sugar in your jelly or your jam, like a fruit spread or a jelly or jam that's sweetened with natural fruit juices is a much better choice because you've got quite a bit of honey in your simple syrup, and then you've got quite a bit of sugar in your frangipane, and now you're putting sugar all over the top of these. But there they are ready to go in the oven. I'm going to put them in a 350-degree oven, and I am going to shoot for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm thinking it's going to be more like 20. Can you see that? Not too long ago when I was making red clover jelly, I slid everything off the dish when I tried to hold it up for you. And I actually put a blooper out on social media. People got a kick out of it, but I don't want to tip this too much because I don't want to slide everything off the dish. But there it is. It's going to go in the oven, and we are going to have blueberry Bostock. So I'll be back in just a minute with something sweet, tasty, and delicious for us to try together. The Bostock took more like 30 minutes in a 350-degree oven. I wish that there was like smell-o-vision, because if you could just smell the almonds and the blueberries, the blend of that that almond extract with the blueberries, it's pretty incredible. I took them out of the oven after about a half hour. Just under a half hour, like 27, 28 minutes. And then I let them sit here for about 10 minutes before I came back to you, because I wanted to let it cool off enough to get it off the tray and to kind of let it set up. So there it is, Bostock. Can't wait to taste it. It looks incredible. I'm going to cut this one, if it's not too hot, I'm going to cut this one in half so that you guys can see, so that I can see what the inside of it looks like. Yep, just like it's supposed to. Can you see that? Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. I am ready for a bite. Very, very ready for a bite. And here we go. That's good stuff. I hope you're going to make yourself some. Don't forget to check out the blog post. Don't forget that link down below for the free cookbook. It has been a great pleasure having you here with me as always, and we will get together again really soon.